Hello everyone. In today's video, we will understand how we can handle workload modeling using JMeter. So to handle workload modeling, we have many ways to handle it. But in this video, we'll handle one method out of them. So let's say we have a scenario where we have to divide the user load in a different ways. Let's say we have a 20 users, okay, for which we need to apply load in the application. And in the application, we have a three different scenario 1, scenario 2 and scenario 3, and we need to apply load of on scenario 1 for 4 users, on scenario 2 6 users, and on scenario 3 we need to apply load of 10 users. So in today's session we will learn how we can handle this situation. So first of all, we will open JMeter. So this is a JMeter already open over here. So what I'll do, so we need to do the recording. Okay, so for now I'm not doing any recording. I'm going for a debug sampler. Okay, and I'll give it a name as debug sampler 1. Okay, then let me copy it and paste it 2 times. So now you can see I have 3 thread groups over here, correct? So let me give it a name as thread group 1, then second thread group as thread group 2, and third thread group as thread group 3. So initially we discussed that on thread group 1 we will apply a load of 4 users. Okay, in thread group 2 we will apply load of 6 users, and in thread group 3 we will apply load of 10 users. So total if we count, we have 4 plus 6 plus 10, so that is 20 users. So what we will do now, so debug sampler, okay, so we need to give a name of the sampler as well, so that it's easy for us to understand in the later phase how it is behaving. Okay, debug sampler 2, and over here it's debug sampler 3. Let's change the controller as well. It's a recording controller, so we should prefer rather than recording controller, we prefer transaction controller. Okay, so let's move this request under transaction controller and delete this recording controller from here. Remove. Okay, so we will do the same task for all the 3 thread groups. Add transaction controller, move request under it, and remove the recording controller. Okay, same in the thread group 3. Transaction controller, move the request and remove this recording controller. Okay, so now we have 3 thread groups with the different user load, and in my workload modeling I need to apply load of this percentage wise only, that out of 20, that 4 user in this will perform the task which is under thread group 1, 6 users will perform the task which is under thread group 2, and 10 users will perform the task which is under thread group 3. So in the thread group you can see there are multiple options are there. So in today's session I'll give you just a brief only. I'll not go in the detail of all the points because in the another video we have already discussed it. Okay, so we'll select a continue over here. If any error comes, it will continue execute the another request. So this is the number of users. Ramp up, if there is any ramp up we want to define. Number for iterations. So for now I have make it 1, but I'll show you like if we need to execute it for multiple iterations, how we can do it. We will learn that part as well in today's session only. Okay, and then leave rest of part as it is, same user on each iteration, delay thread creation until needed, and specify thread lifetime. Leave everything as it is. So one more thing over here, when we need to execute a workload modeling scenario, we need to make sure that under test plan, I have selected the test plan, there is a option run thread groups consecutively. If I selected this option, so what it will do, it will first execute thread group 1, after that it will execute thread group 2, and after that it will execute thread group 3. So that means in series, thread group 1, then 2, then 3. But we want to execute them in parallel only, right? So what I'll do, I'll uncheck this checkbox. So make sure that every time whenever you are creating this type of scenario, run thread group consecutively checkbox should be disabled. And to see, so let me add one listener as well to see like how it is executing. So I think we can execute it now, and let's see what happened. Okay, I'm not going to save it for now, and okay, execution is done. Okay, now you can see debug sampler 1 executed 4 times, debug sampler 2 executed 6 times, and debug sampler 3 executed 10 times, and total 20 requests executed. Okay, this is the one way of doing. And the second, if let's say we need to execute 5 iteration of each thread group, we have a multiple request and we need to execute 5 iteration of each, then how we can do it? Okay, let's do one more thing. Let's add one more debug sampler over there. Okay, 1, and thus for second let's give it a name of 1_1. Same way we will do in thread group 2. Copy it, paste it the same place, then 2_1, and same we will do in thread group 2. And now we will see how it happens, how it execute this scenario, _1. Okay, so now 4 users will perform 5 iterations for thread group 1. In thread group 2, 6 users will perform 5 iterations, and in the thread group 3, 10 users will perform 5 iterations. Okay, so total 20 iterations should be there for thread group 1, 30 for thread group 2, and 50 for thread group 3. So let me clear the previous result and execute it now, and we'll see what happened now. So execution is completed now. We can see 20 requests are executed for a debug sampler and 20 for debug sampler 1, because these two came under thread group 1 only. We can see debug sampler 1 and debug sampler 1_1, both requests are there under thread group 1. After that, debug sampler 2 and debug sampler 2_1 has executed 30 times. Why? Because 6 users, 5 iterations, and 2 requests was there. So 2 samplers you can see, debug sampler 2 and debug sampler 2_1. So 30 iterations it executed. And same way in thread group 3 we have 10 users, 5 iterations, so total 50 iterations need to be executed, and the samplers name are debug sampler 3 and debug sampler 3_1. So we can see that it executed here 50 times, both the request executed. So total it's 100. So total 100 iterations we have executed for this flow, with at the same time different part of the application executed by the different number of user load. Okay, so this is a one way of doing workload modeling. There is other ways as well, like if we wants to go for the this scenario within a single thread group, we can also do that. So for that we need to take help from different controllers or say a different component of the JMeter. We can also do that. So in my next video I'll share that as well, how we can do that. So in this video what we learn how we can divide the user load in different part of the application at the same time. Okay, so one way of doing workload modeling. So that is all for today. Thank you.